When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you find it's just a waste of time? You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.
And another edition. It's our Ron and Jen's Great Escape podcast. I'm Ron St. Pierre, and that is Jen Brien. And you can get in touch with us at jenbrien@rocketmail.com if you want to talk to us electronically. Also, make sure you follow us on our Facebook page because we put a lot of cool stuff up there, like this globe. And we are on Facebook at Ron and Jen's Great Escape on Facebook. And then we write a commentary column every week for Rhode Island News Today. So that's on rinewstoday.com every Wednesday. So check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got to write about Bill Belichick. I was wrong, and I got to do the Fonz thing. I was wrong.
Well, you might change your mind after the results of Monday.
Well, yes, but still, I mean, it's incredible what he's done with this team.
I would agree. Yeah. I would agree. And it looks like they're all finding themselves at the right time. This is our attempt, podcast, is to turn our news frown upside down.
That's the wrong one. That's my smile.
Well, they're both the same
thing.
See
how I just grabbed that from?
Yeah. They're both, that's mine. They're both the same thing. Both the same thing, all right? Our attempt to turn news frowns upside down with some civil discourse.
Yeah.
You know, we're not these talk show hosts trying to cram crap down your throat, my way or the highway kind of stuff. That's not even fun. It's not even entertaining.
It's not.
What is fun is finding and searching out a brouillon.
You know, it's fun burping on a podcast.
Well, you're thirsty.
I won't do that.
Have a beverage. So, what is this, you ask? That is our tree of brouillons. What is a brouillon, you ask? It's it's slang, Italian slang for like the town simp, the town simpleton to the fourth power.
The town simp.
Simp. We have decided that Alec Baldwin, we did this when we first brought out the Christmas tree of brouillons. Alec Baldwin is our topper for many, many reasons. We'll get into him in a second. But this edition, this podcast, we're adding, you might ask, who's that? That's Laura Logan, the Fox News host.
What'd she do?
She condemned Dr. Fauci. Well, a lot of people they don't like Fauci for a lot of reasons. Yeah. But you don't make this comparison. Well, she compared him to the angel of death, Josef Mengele of the Third Reich.
Oh, boy.
Josef Mengele, if you're not aware, because they don't teach history in schools anymore, unfortunately, he was as sadistic a human being as a human being can be, all right, performing medical experiments on human beings, including children, by the way, and being a major part of sending people to the gas chamber during World War II. So she compares Fauci, like or dislike Fauci. You don't compare him. You don't compare anybody to Josef Mengele or Adolf Hitler, unless they are just the most evil creatures known to man. I mean, Josef Mengele, guilty of crimes against humanity.
Well,
do you think Fauci's guilty of crimes against humanity?
Well, I went to a concentration camp, and when I was overseas in Germany, when I was there for 3 years, they had a huge wall at this concentration camp, and it was dedicated to that man and the atrocities, and they had huge pictures. I mean, and I don't think they did this to sensationalize, obviously, what he did, but they really wanted people to understand, how sadistic, how evil, really, you see it. So he was doing things to kids. They had soldiers there. He was doing things to soldiers. It was just
terrible.
Yeah, and they show all that. They don't care. If you're offended, I wouldn't go.
If you go to the Holocaust Museum in D.C.
Wasn't that something?
That's another moving thing too, and
it's heartbreaking.
It's absolutely heartbreaking.
The shoes,
and the suitcases and everything. So she deserves this. She certainly. I mean, you don't make that comparison. That's not good. So she deserves it. She's out.
Yeah. Well, why? Why is the media? I mean, there was all this hullabaloo about the people in South Africa, their leaders there. They're calling it the Afro virus. They themselves Afrophobia. This is what they're saying in Malawi. The president said that. He said everybody just has Afrophobia right now, And at first, I thought, why would he say that? But as time passed over this last week, what is all the hype about this? I mean, I'm not saying what's all the hype about COVID, but this particular variant, the doctors are saying it's, you get super tired, you have a really bad headache.
Symptoms of a common cold, quite frankly.
And
Not even as extreme as the flu. I would imagine
I'm trying to understand.
It's just more concern about another strain that's spilling off of COVID, I guess. But everything as of this podcast, there are no deaths attributed to it, including in South Africa.
Yeah.
So I don't know. As Joe Biden would say, the Omicron. Remember how many times he mispronounced it?
Yes. Well, hey, and I was listening to something, and I don't know, if this guy's onto something, but he was saying it was about vaccinations and why this isn't petering out and why it keeps mutating. He said the fact that there are so many people that are. This is what he said. This one journalist guy was not a doctor. He said the fact that, in his opinion, so many people have got the vaccination that it's just finding ways to survive, and that's why it keeps, because it's fighting for its own.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's fighting for its own life.
That's a very interesting observation.
Yeah, so I don't know. Get vaxxed, don't get vaxxed. You're a sinner if you do. You're a sinner if you don't. I mean, I don't know. It's just. I wish that everybody would kind of stay in their lane and just let people do what they want to do.
Hey, listen, it's the
Have
season
your
of
freedom.
It's the season of wishes.
It is.
It's the season of miracles.
It is.
Let's get in the Wayback Machine.
Okay.
Go back to last election, November, or the last election in November, when Rhode Islanders decided we're going to remove Ann Providence plantations from the state's official name.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
It's still all over the place. It's still on.
Didn't we?
I think we did.
I think we did.
But we haven't physically done anything about it. A year later, Rhode Island buildings all still say Providence Plantations on it.
Well, that's going to make some people mad.
I know. Some of the letterhead, I think, has been changed, but for the most part, Ann Providence Plantations is still it's inscribed just about everywhere. Mm-hmm. So expect that to start to rear its ugly head, too, in this woke situation that we all find ourselves in. Can you drive a snowplow? Do you have a license to drive a truck or whatever? I
don't, but I want one.
You know why?
Because
you can make some dough.
I know.
Sure.
Well,
I would imagine you just take a test. If you can drive a snowplow, the DOT wants you.
No way.
Yeah, they need you. Yeah, because a lot of people, aren't taking gigs. They don't want to work. They're scared, as they say in Johnston, to work because of the pandemic, or they just don't feel like getting off their ass.
Yeah,
because the federal government paid them not to go to work.
I go with 3, Charles. I'll take number 3.
Take that. You'll take what the lovely Carol Merrill is holding before door number 3. Carol Merrill, whatever happened to her? But she was always the lovely Carol Merrill.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't
know.
Like
Panamanian strongman. But she was always
she's still lovely?
No, I think she's still alive, but I doubt she might still be. She might be a little.
It happens. You get on lovely.
Might be a tad long in the tooth at this point, though. And you missed out. I know you had a bid in on this thing. Another mansion in Newport sold for $16 million. I know you were in the running for that particular piece of property.
Yeah.
And gee, wow, it's on Bellevue Avenue. Whoever would have thought that?
Listen, and I'm just going to say this, and this is what people who don't have mansions say. I could never live in a place like that. I mean,
14 bathrooms.
Yeah, why? I mean, do
it?
You really need that headache and the taxes and that electric bill? I mean, I guess if you got $16 million for the house, you're not worried about the electric bill. But I wouldn't want a house that big. I'd be too afraid that people would be smashing windows.
If it was in Johnston, you'd be scared.
Yeah, well, if it was in Johnson, I could look out all those windows for that cow that made his way to.
And what about the turkey? The wild turkey that was out there. Remember, it was
attacking people.
Yeah, going car to car.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about that.
I don't know. There's been no follow up, but that cow was rescued and brought to a farm in North Kingston.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Well,
and lived happily ever after.
That was the last story. I hope he didn't make it to somebody's plate in these economic times.
Hey, in this economic time, you never know.
Hope not.
Let's turn to Jen's news in just a second after this last story.
Yeah.
Amazon is planning a store at the Providence Place Mall.
Yeah, do you like that? I mean, what do you think about that?
I think it's good because hopefully it helps brick and mortar situations survive because Amazon won't be completely an online situation. So I'm okay with it. I'm all right with it. Plus, they'll pay some rent to the Providence Place Mall, another store. And I don't think it's a bad thing, do you?
No, I mean, listen, Amazon is just so ridiculously huge now. I mean, can you think, but imagine where that guy came from and what he created and how huge it is now. So everybody knows Amazon. Everybody uses Amazon.
Sure.
I mean, I just ordered something from Amazon and, I got it. It was cracked though. So, and by the way, if you get something from Amazon and it just doesn't show up or somebody does the Porch Pirate, they will give you the equivalent of the gift card. So let's say you buy a vacuum for $100, $160 or whatever. If someone steals it, they'll give you a gift card for $160. They won't give you your money back, but they'll give you a gift card.
That's good to know.
Yeah, isn't that good to know?
Absolutely good to know. So
they take care of you.
But again,
I probably shouldn't have just said that because now people are gonna.
Well, if it's there for them, take advantage of it. Yeah. But before I release it to Jen's news,
yes.
Again, another tip from the two of us. Be very careful of porch pirates because they're out there. They're very, very aggressive this time of the year. So, there are ways to get around it. You can have your packages, if you're still working, you can have your packages delivered to your place of work. You can actually ask that they put it at the back door instead of the front door. So there are a lot of different ways to foil porch pirates, but you got to be aware of it.
Well, you know what I was doing? This is so creepy. About 2 months ago, some guy, there's been some ne'er-do-wells in our neighborhood. Some ne'er-do-wells in our neighborhood. And I'm a window peeker. I'm a open the blinds and I have the eyeball out the window.
Got it.
So this guy was in the corner with a dog and he was kind of looking around at everything. And I went over.
Tiptoed.
I opened the blind. He saw my eyeball. He stared right at me. I was so scared. It was like in some black and white movie. I thought he was going to come through the window. And you know what I did? I hit the deck.
Hit the deck.
I did. I hit the deck. I fell to the floor.
See, that would have been a good, where did that come from?
Oh, yeah.
Hit the deck.
Well, that's true.
We'll explore that in our next one. Now we turn over to Jen's news. We've given the kazoo a rest for the holiday season, and we decided to go with Jingulus Mingulus. There we go.
It's America's favorite segment.
Those are good bells, aren't they?
Aren't they?
They're
These
really
are
solid.
great. I love it.
Nice. All right.
There you
cool.
go. Okay. Oh, by the way, so in every episode, I'm going to showcase something that would be a lovely gift. Do you know Veggie Tales? Did you ever watch that?
Never heard of it.
Oh, you probably you wouldn't. How about Davy and Goliath?
Yeah, Davy and Goliath.
Yeah,
sure.
the claymation guys. Right,
like Gumby.
Yeah, well, this is a great Sunday morning cartoon. It used to be on Sunday mornings, Saturday and Sunday mornings, and it teaches kids all about values and how to be kind and so on and so forth. So if you're looking for a really nice gift for some little ones, I mean, Veggie Tales, is a really feel-good show.
Yeah.
And you can still get Davy and Goliath, by the way.
Yes, you can.
So if you want to watch those, and I don't really.
I remember it, sure. Oh, Davy. Oh, Davy.
Oh, Davy. That's what Hazel would sound like if she could talk. All right.
There's Hazel right over there.
Ron, I have to tell you this now. Kids listening, don't be scared. Santa will come, but he does have helpers out there. And, well, there's a shortage of those helpers this year. Even the economy is it's not a good time for old St. Nick. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa shortage this season. The founder of Lone Star Santas, the largest regional Santa Claus organization in the world, says it's a simple supply and demand issue. He said they've lost several hundred of the older Santa. Oh, isn't that sad due to COVID?
Morte. Santa checked out.
Okay. Wait, should we do a warning before this segment? I mean, if your kids are in the car and you're listening to this.
Stuff them in the bag.
Yeah, anyway, if you know someone who looks like the jolly old elf himself, they need a job.
And is still alive.
Yeah, and it's still alive. Well, I guess I should really read things.
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's why they scream prep every now and then, Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hey,
Santa's dead. Nice.
He's not dead.
No, he's not.
He's not dead. But some of his helpers have,
gone to their great reward.
Gone to their great reward. I like that. Hey, here's a look at the new holiday candies available this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because we're really out on the Nana candies, except for the buttercream mints.
Those
things, whatever those.
Well,
things
yeah,
are.
they melted in your mouth.
Like ribbon candy and stuff like that. Oh,
that's gross.
No, it's gross.
People magazine has compiled a list of 20 new candies and sweet snacks that are showing up in stores this holiday season. Here's just a sampling. I'm not going to read all all 20. But how about this? Reese's Ugly Sweater. It's a traditional Reese's peanut butter cup wrapped in an ugly sweater foil.
So it's just
That's kind of cute.
The covering. You're going to get your Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah. Cinnabon signature frosting pints. Limited edition signature frosting pints stuffed with cream cheese frosting.
That's good. I'd go for that one.
Whopper snowballs.
Yeah.
Classic malted milk balls wrapped in new vanilla cream. That's
big.
That's it. How about Brock's Funfetti and wintergreen candy canes? Are you a candy cane guy?
Wintergreen? No, that's not my bag. Any kind of peppermint or wintergreen, I'm out.
Well, I was just going to say peppermint patty snowflakes. Heath miniature toffee bars.
I love Heath
actually
bars.
got some of those for Halloween.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, well,
Heath bars are great.
Yeah, they're not good for your thighs, but they are.
Or for your teethuses.
Yeah, Jelly Belly dark chocolate covered jelly beans. So that's that. And then guess what?
Good.
Yeah, Cleveland Indians officially have become the Guardians.
This gives me the red ass.
Yeah, I know it does. The Cleveland Indians are officially changed their name to the Guardians, and the team announced the news a day after they settled a lawsuit with the Cleveland Guardians roller derby team that allows them to change their name without any foreseeable legal ramifications. And they'll begin selling Guardians gear early this week.
So. You know, there was a roller derby association in Providence. I don't know if it's still in existence, but one of the teams was named. The nickname was Bloody Ciancies.
Oh wow, that's great!
Yeah, and I remember when I was hosting the show.
Hilarious.
When I was hosting the show with his honor, when I was human spackle for the Bloody Ciancie show, I got two of the skaters to come in.
What'd you just call yourself?
Human spackle.
Why would you say that?
Because I basically, I covered the cracks. You
know? I was thinking spackle like poop. Or something.
No, spackle is the stuff you put on the wall.
I thought you called yourself fecal matter.
No, I called myself like a patchwork guy. You know, I was like a second banana, if you will.
Yeah.
But we had two of the skaters in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man.
Did Buddy hit on him?
No, but I wouldn't give him any crap. Either one of them. I was like, wow.
Really?
You know, roller derby is like professional wrestling.
Remember, it used to be on Channel 56.
Yeah.
The girls would pull the hair, and they had the wooden floors.
Yeah, it's all orchestrated.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, for the most part, it's orchestrated. But it's still rough. I mean, you got to be tough to do that stuff.
They skate around on all four wheels, and they pull her hair.
You know what it's time for?
No.
Where did that come from?
Hey, okay.
And it's time for Where Did That Come From Holiday Edition. Okay?
Ooh.
Ever wonder why people kiss under
We're so pathetic.
Why do people kiss under the mistletoe? What's so big about mistletoe?
I don't know.
You know?
It's just a thing that we do.
In more modern times, kissing under mistletoe has lost much of its original meaning, which dates back to the Celtic Druids. And you know, those Druids, they were a crazy bunch.
They didn't have mouthwash.
They were a fun bunch.
Ugh.
First people known to have developed the tradition used it as a ceremony to close to 3,000 years ago. Not used to kissing under, they believed that the plant had sacred healing and protective powers.
Ooh, I didn't know
that. So that's where it
that.
comes from, which could fight off evil spirits, even predict the future, and likely cure bad breath back then. So that's the tradition, because it's basically to ward off evil spirits, to predict the future possibly, and maybe get a little lucky too.
Listen.
Get a little stock.
You don't
stuff
floss.
somebody's stocking, if you know what I'm saying.
No, you don't floss. You don't brush your tongue. You ain't getting a kiss. I mean, you just.
But the Druids didn't have that.
No, they didn't have those plaque sticks.
No, those zany Druids.
Those zany Druids. Can you imagine how bad they smell?
That was a fun bunch. Those zany.
You know what they were wiping with back then before toilet paper?
Probably leaves.
Leaves, corn on the cob, husks.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah, like they'd eat it and then
that'll be a little rough.
Yeah,
a little chafing.
It's true.
You know what? And they didn't have Gold Bond medicated powder back then.
They
too,
did not.
In case
Can you imagine the hemorrhoids?
No, I don't want to imagine.
No. And then they don't have any cream.
There's a lot of stuff to like, he said, transitioning out of that conversation. A lot of great things to like about the holidays.
Yes, I love
about
this
Christmas
time.
time. I love this time of the year too.
Love it.
But there are certain things that you say, "Oh man, that's the one thing that's the one thing I really dread about the holiday season." And apparently, one survey said that Secret Santa participation and wrapping presents worst part of the Christmas season.
Yeah, I don't like wrapping presents.
You never wrap it. Any gift you've ever given me at Christmas, it's never been wrapped.
And I put it in a trash bag.
And if it is, it's either wrapped in a trash bag or the funny papers. You know, they still do the comics. You know?
Yeah, that's free. That's
fine.
good free
that's fine.
wrapping paper.
That's fine. But participating in Secret Santas, people don't like that because sometimes what you get people can be offensive to the individual and this and that. I always strive to make sure it's offensive.
Listen,
just so
right.
you know.
You just go with the old tried and true button-ear. You remember the button-ear from K-Tel or whatever it was?
Oh, the label maker.
Or, yeah, because they had just not albums. They had all kinds of products and stuff. So I believe. So yeah, it's you just the button ear and then you make a smiley face on a T-shirt. That's it.
Okay.
Or
I know what you're saying. Yeah, that was a Ronco product.
Oh,
Ronco.
Was it Ronco?
That was a Ron Popeil thing. It was
it?
yeah. It was what do you call the things? Yeah, yeah, like buttons and things.
And then
yeah.
they had one where you could put studs.
Yes.
And it was like,
yes.
and you make an eagle.
Yes.
Remember in the 70s on Saturday morning.
That was a God rest Ron Popeil.
Okay, that was Ronco.
Ronco product. And
yeah, you can't lose with the button ear.
Absolutely.
It's always a great gift.
So what's the most stressful part
Old Spice,
of the
too.
holidays? Oh, what was it? Yeah, Old Spice. And there's another cologne.
The one
English
with
leather.
English leather with the wooden top.
Yeah, that was English leather.
Yeah.
And High Karate. Remember
High
that?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Jean Nate.
Yeah, that's
For the memes.
That's for the nanas.
Yeah.
Jean Nate. And they had Jean Nate powder, too. I remember that. Most stressful thing during the holidays? Let me see who did this one. It's not our good friends from...
Wallet Hub?
No, listen to this. A food tech company that's called Eat Just.
Oh.
As opposed to Eat This, which is a fine segment on this program that occurs every now and then.
Yeah.
Cooking for picky palates or diets, 46%. So if you're throwing a pâté, or if you're having relatives and friends over for Christmas dinner, apparently that's what stresses. That's what stresses a lot of people out.
If it's free, shut up.
Yeah, just shut up.
Shut
Someone
up.
else.
Eat
Someone
it.
else is doing all the lifting.
Yeah.
You know.
Really?
Real quick, let's touch on our tree topper, the top of our Christmas tree. Real quick, we should have done this when we first started out, but Alec Baldwin's interview with George Stephanopoulos. You buying it?
No. And I really feel awful saying that because I know I'm being taught to think to think the best of people, but it's just I think when you see Alec Baldwin over the years, his behavior has been pretty consistent. He's kind of
an a-hole.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of a d-bag. Can I say that?
Yeah, an a-hole.
Yeah, and I mean so then all of
he's
a sudden,
douche. He's a curmudgeon.
Yeah, and I mean he says I didn't pull the trigger, it just went off.
And then starts crying.
And so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's extremely sad and totally stressed, and it's his life will never be the same. But I mean, what was the point of that?
Who the hell pulled the trigger?
Yeah,
the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
I mean, don't know, but what was the point of that? His lawyer said go do that interview.
I can't imagine any attorney encouraged him to
Why?
go do that interview.
I know.
Because ego takes over. Ego takes over. You know, all these beautiful people, they're all egotists. Wouldn't you think? He probably craves the camera and the attention and the interview.
Right.
And he might have stepped in it up to his ankle, quite frankly.
I just don't understand. I mean, if I was potentially going to be on trial and if an investigation is ongoing, I'm keeping a low profile.
Yeah.
I'm answering their questions. I'm helping out with the investigation. I'm doing what I can to, and I'm keeping a low. But for her part, however you say her name, Hillary, whatever her name is, I don't know. Is she Spanish, not Spanish? She made a declaration of her love for him directly following that.
Okay. All right. Well,
I love you. I will be here for you. So I thought.
Just don't call your daughter and leave a message.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole thing was staged. It just had.
Yeah, I had that feeling.
It had that feeling.
Crocodile tears. Crocodile tears, they call it.
I don't like that. But.
Did you know where your parents hid your gifts when you were growing up?
I know.
Good for you. Or good for them.
No, I did not.
Hate to break it to you, moms and dads, but apparently most kids know.
If you have kids in the car, turn this segment down.
Well, they might not because you're probably not listening to it in the car. But anyway.
Spotify.
That's true. Number 1, bedroom closet. Any kid can figure that out.
What?
53%.
That's like a young boy putting his girly magazines in between his mattresses.
In the box spring.
I mean,
it's the first place Dad and Mom are going to look. Yeah. I mean, listen. Bedroom closet, 53%. Spare room, 31%. I would go, as a kid, these are the first places I'd look.
Yeah.
Oh, the trunk of the car.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Under the bed. Come on. 26%. So anyway, that's a little holiday tidbit from your Uncle Ron.
My mom was telling me that she was remembering going to Child's World
Oh, there's no other world like Child World. It's a happy store.
I love Child World, and I love Toys R Us, and I'm so sad that these toy stores, and seriously, I love going to places like that. It's just fun, and you escape the world. Even if it's for 25 minutes, you can just go in there and have some good memories of when you were younger. And by the way, speaking of good memories, there are a ton of toy drives, and so
Yes.
everybody should be able to buy a Nerf football or Rubik's Cube or
Anything.
Ganip Ganop.
A little something.
A little something, toss across for somebody else. So just something to think about when you're out shopping over the next, 3 weeks or whatever.
When we were growing up, when I was a kid, there were...
You were wearing your sister's clothes.
Yeah.
You didn't have a lot. This poor man, he wore his
wear my
sister's
sister's
hand-me-downs.
clothes.
I saw you in a hat and coat. It was an awfully cute picture, but...
There was, I think, the toy stores, Brodsky's,
Which
was on Main Street, right on the Pawtucket... What is going on here? Right on the Pawtucket Providence line, where the Greg's is.
Oh, yeah.
Right around there was a Brodsky's, and they sold... I think I got my first bike at a Brodsky's. I don't know what's going on. I'm all stewed on.
You are all stewed on.
Then there was...
Can you do it still?
Sure. Then there was American Toy, which was downtown Pawtucket, and then there was a place called Eastern Toy, which was on Mineral Spring Avenue. So think about that. 3 major toy stores in the bucket.
Yeah.
In Pawtucket alone.
Wow. And then you could also order a monkey from a catalog.
That's true. Live monkey.
All right. Well, I guess... Oh, I neglected to tell you about the Bigfoot. Pennsylvania mayor says suspected encounter with Bigfoot was life-changing. Folks, I'm going to save that for the next episode. I'll make you wait. That's called a tease. Did you like that?
Professional. Kids, don't try that at home.
Don't try that at home.
All right. Happy shopping.
Happy
Be cool.
shopping.
Be very cool out there because it's getting hectic. It's getting
If someone steals your parking spot, just keep rolling.
That's it. And just assume.
Keep
just
going.
assume what we always assume. Everybody's packing holiday heat. All right. Happy holidays and be nice to each other.
You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.